A few weeks ago, I said to a friend that, I'm passionate about entrepreneurship and storytelling, going on and on about how there are so many important stories that need to be told. And she said to me, so what's your story? And I was like, I just graduated from Dartmouth, blah, blah, blah. And she said, no. I mean, who are you? What do you stand for that gives you the passion to want to tell stories? And I didn't know what to say. I didn't realize how important self-awareness is to the whole process of finding my purpose. Going down the road of trying to understand myself better has been terrifying to me. It's been particularly hard to accept the fact that I might not really understand who I am, but I decided to face my fears and do it anyway. I had to revisit my past, going all the way back to my earliest memories, surviving a genocide at the age of 5, losing my father to the same catastrophe, being raised by a traumatized single mother with 3 siblings, going to school in a different country at the age of 11, and then coming here to the United States 5 years ago. All these experiences have shaped me in one way or the other, but there are so many memories and emotions that I try to bury away in an attempt to not let my past define me. But this time I want to face them rather than run away from them. I remember the morning of April 7th, 1994 seemed like a normal morning when my siblings and I woke up to what seemed like a very loud thunderstorm. And then we learned that was the sound of gunshots. A few days before that morning, when Mom and Dad were at work, my brother and I were playing outside when we overheard a group of men saying they are looking for cockroaches. And we interrupted them and said, "There are cockroaches home. Do you want to see them?" And they said, "Yeah." So we took them to our house and opened a kitchen cabinet that was infested with roaches, and we shouted, "See, the cockroaches you're looking for." And the men looked at us with a mixture of anger and laughter, not knowing whether to laugh or to slap us in the face. But they left. Our parents were renting that house from a family next door, the only family that wasn't targeted in that neighborhood. I think the landlord was a government official or something. And at the time, they were doing some construction work on their property, and they had cut out an opening in the fence between their house and the house that we were staying in. And my brother and I used to run through this opening to go play with their kids. That morning, after a lot of gunshots and screams from neighboring homes, the death squad headed to our house. Instinctively, Mom grabbed the 4 of us and squeezed each one and then herself through that same opening into the landlord's home. At the same time, the death squad had just arrived at our house and were banging the door, breaking all the windows, trying to get in. And I remember the landlady telling them to stop destroying their house. And they asked, "Where are the cockroaches that live in here?" And she told them, "Those people left a while ago. They were just renting our house." The mob moved on, and she kept us hidden in one of the rooms in their house, a risk whose price was her own life if they found out. In that moment, I realized that we were the cockroaches that the men were looking for a few days earlier. I didn't know why they called us that, but it was my first awareness of an identity, and that whatever I was or we were as a family was something that was meant to stay in hiding or be killed. As I became older, it took me a long time to realize that I'm worthy of dignity and to believe in myself. Even when everybody around me believed in me, there was always a certain amount of fear that I can't do anything without the approval or the help of someone else. Every time I remember this story of how we survived, I feel immensely grateful to that woman who made a courageous decision to hide us. She could have decided to give us up fearing for her own life, and that would have been the end of ours. Please leave me a comment and let me know how you have dealt with fear, identity, and finding your purpose. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.